Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to this webinar today, and the topic of discussion is AI. I am joined by the CEO of Foresight Group, a person who understands tech and AI in a great detail, Mr. Maurizio Mama. Maurizio, good afternoon.
Good afternoon. Thank
How
you
are
for
you,
having
sir?
me. I'm okay. Thank
It's
you.
a pleasure to have you. No thanks
It's a
necessary.
pleasure to be here.
Very good. Shall we jump straight in?
Yes.
Okay,
definitely.
we're talking
Let's.
AI today, and we're focusing a lot on prompting, right? So you've obviously trained hundreds of business owners with regards to this. In a few words, why does everyone need to learn about this prompting?
Okay. So majority of tools nowadays, and there are plenty to do just text or video or imagery or automation, requires prompts. Now, without these prompts or without the knowledge of how to actually use these prompts, the biggest problem is that the results you get from AI are way below average. So unless you know how to prompt properly, one of the biggest issues is always going to be that the result you will get is not going to be on par with someone who actually knows how to prompt. So the end result will always be not exactly what you're after, just not to say mediocre, you know. So one would have to actually learn to prompt properly to be able to use AI effectively.
Okay, and obviously I'm sure there's going to be a lot of business owners and business leaders watching this webinar. If you had to try and explain the real business value of learning to prompt, how would you describe it?
Okay, so imagine that in AI you can create agents, you can create projects that would mimic an employee, a particular employee or a particular professional in a specific area of expertise. Okay? Now, when trained properly, they, and when I say they, I mean the agents, will give you a response that is fairly accurate based on how they are trained. Part of that training comes as well from how you prompt and how you explain what their task and what their role should be. Now, if we have a situation where the prompt is not correct or is not proper, obviously the response will not be good. But the biggest advantage for a business owner is that you can have 20, 30 professionals built in AI with all the knowledge that these professionals usually come equipped with without actually having to have these employees in the office. And they don't sleep, they don't eat, they don't need breaks, they will deliver exceptional content every single time because they're not sick, and they can provide these. And these professionals augment your business. So they're not there to replace people, they're there to augment people. So if you can't say, for example, nowadays, there is this whole HR crisis with people not managing to find staff, moving people from one place to the other. The biggest issue is that you need certain professions in your business all the time. So you can't afford not to cover those roles. Now, AI can bridge to a certain extent some of those gaps. So if you need the expertise, AI can deliver that expertise because it is programmed and has all the knowledge technically. It can help you to build proposals. It can help you to design projects. It can help you to create content. It can automate content creation for you, so you don't have to scratch your head every week. What am I going to post online, for example, for marketing? Or I need a sales proposal. How am I going to handle the sales proposal? You can build in templates within the system that you use on a day-to-day basis, and the AI will fill in the rest. So you can see that with businesses, the biggest advantage is the fact that they can put in auto mode or an autopilot some of their processes so that they do not have to every single time do the entire work or have a person specifically on repetitive jobs. So it brings a lot of advantages with it for business, for sure.
Okay, so obviously for employees as well, it saves time, gets you to the point and to the accuracy quicker, and time is money.
Indeed. Imagine you have a team, and this team is a little bit overworked. You have one person, two, and a lot of work comes in. Suddenly, you know how it is. Business is never stable. It's usually ups and downs. You go through peaks and then you go down and you plateau. But these peaks cause stress. These peaks have deadlines. So if you have a team and this team needs to actually deliver, it helps to have these agents, because these agents do work quickly, efficiently, and then your team only needs to tweak. Imagine them having to do everything from scratch.
Yeah.
Let's
just circle back a little bit. You mentioned employees that potentially getting sick. Obviously, we're working together. Is there anything you want to tell me? I'm just checking.
No.
No, that wasn't some hidden message there.
No, not at all. You're far enough. So
very, very good. Now, the art of prompting, would you consider that mostly for technically nous people, or is it for everyone?
Technically, it's more of the opposite. Because the nice part of AI is the fact that you don't need to be technical. What a lot of people don't understand and don't know, maybe, is that AI can actually help you and guide you on things you don't know. So imagine, let me give you just a small example, okay? We have a situation, for example, where you need to do something, and it could be anything. Okay, I love to give this example. I had a water pump at home, and
a home story, yes. Okay.
Yeah, it didn't work, man. It stopped working. I just couldn't understand what to do. So I took a picture, showed AI this particular pump. It identified the model. I started talking to the AI, explaining what the problems were, and it guided me through the solution. And I managed to fix the problem. Okay.
Wow, yeah.
Now I'm no pump engineer, So, and this can be replicated across the board. So at work, if you don't know how to do certain things, AI can help.
Yeah.
Now with prompting, it's such a natural way of doing things, especially once you get used to how to do it properly. Technically, you don't need to be an engineer. You just need to be someone that understands how to talk to it.
Yeah. Okay. If you're not using AI and you have a faulty pump, you have the incentive to go on and start using AI to fix your pump.
Indeed.
Very, very good. So everybody tries to prompt.
Yes.
Okay. So we can say that prompting is the way you speak, what you tell your AI. What makes effective prompting different to just what a normal person would do?
Okay. So one thing I encounter a lot with people that either come to the courses or just ask is, I'm trying to make AI do something, and it takes me more time fixing what the AI gives me, and correcting and reprompting than it would take me to actually do it myself from scratch. So why should I use AI? And that should tell you something. It should tell you that you are maybe doing something wrong. And that is the difference, with a properly structured and planned prompt strategy. It sounds complicated, but it's not. Everything we do when planned beforehand delivers much better results, especially in business, So the way I see it is that if someone understands the advantages of properly prompting as well as understands how to plan and structure these prompts during the AI journey, obviously, every single time they want to deliver a result, this result is always delivered properly. Or let's say the number of changes, because you always need to tweak, is going to be much less.
Yeah. Could you give us an example of a potential bad prompt, for example, that won't get you? I'm putting you on the spot here. I love to do that. Don't be uncomfortable.
Okay.
But I would like to, I've obviously learned how to prompt recently, and I can tell everybody out there, if I can do it, you can definitely do it. Okay. But give us an example for the people who have not really understood what prompting is yet. Give us the understanding of a bad prompt and how it could potentially be corrected with a good prompt.
Okay, let's mention one of the prompts that is most used with everyone. Okay? First and foremost, you are being humble. You're not that bad. Come on.
Thank you,
Doing
sir.
well, doing well. But I would say the prompt that's mostly used is improve this email.
Yes, I've done that a few thousand times. Yeah.
You know? Now, imagine you had an assistant or an intern or a PA, and you want them to update and fix your email and improve your email. So let's say I would come to you and I would tell you, listen, do me a favor, can you improve this email? What would be the first thing you would think?
What would you like me to improve? Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
So a lot of people go to AI and ask AI to improve something without being specific. Now, AI is good, but it doesn't read minds. So you need to specify a lot of other things. So imagine if you had to say, improve this email, and you copy and paste this email, it will try to improve it. So it will go through the most requested improvements that it can think of, like, for example, grammar, spelling mistakes, maybe tone. But you're leaving it up to the AI to try and guess what you want to improve. So maybe it would be tone, maybe it would be having it written in a more formal way, okay, or more human way. So the difference between improve this email, and we can see it even in the example, and change the tone to a mild, friendly, polite tone, but keep the tone firm. Make sure you portray that we want to collaborate. All of these areas would turn the prompt into a much more accurate prompt, which means that would lead to you not having to, every single time it gives you a response, no, but change this. No, but change this. No, but change this.
Yeah. We talked about time is money. And I could say from my own experiences since learning how to do this, something that used to take me 3 hours, I can do in 45 minutes because of the fact that in the first prompt, I get, I would say 60% of what I want.
Yeah.
But before I would say, create a business plan for this. And that would be the first prompt.
Yeah.
And then it would come up with this thing. Of course, it's coming up with the best it can do from what I've given it.
Indeed.
And this thing would come up and I'd be like, oh, no, we need to change this again. And sometimes when you change only one thing at a time, it'll change a few other things as well.
Yes.
And maybe some things that you like. Thus, the importance again of getting it right in the beginning, right?
Indeed. And even the correction prompts need to be detailed, because you need to specify that if you want the AI to change just that bit, you need to specify that you do not want it to touch the rest.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
Okay, so as you were seeing, prompting is something you need to get used to. A lot of people don't get it right because they are used to context. They're already seeing the context of the conversation. They have so much background information that their head is only focusing on the change. But AI doesn't know the context. So unless you specify that context and you actually put detail and additional information, because you can also upload files. So let's say we want to send this email, and this email is related to a business proposal you're trying to do. It would really help if you could upload the business proposal into the prompt so AI can understand the context of the conversation. Put examples. There's so much you can do to improve.
Okay, so when it comes to prompting, in your opinion, what are the top 3 mistakes that most professionals make?
Okay, so mainly business people and professionals have a tendency of keeping prompts very short. As we were saying, they assume that the AI can read their minds. But other areas that people do mistakes are having prompts that are a bit convoluted. So it's very important to plan the prompt before actually including it in a software. So let's say, for example, a lot of people write the way they think. AI is a machine in the end, and the more structured the prompt, the better the result. So one would suggest the use of bullet. Okay.
Bullet points?
Yes, bullet points.
Mhm.
Bullet and structure. So even mentioning that this is an introduction, these are the details that you want included, this is what you don't want included, this is how the format should be. Okay, so all of this information will improve the way the output is generated. Okay, so yes, even structure is a problem. And then I would say the third one would be the fact that people do not have a tendency of saving prompts at work. So you're constantly repeating certain prompts, but every time you repeat it is different. And people say, but I always prompt it in that manner, but the result is different. The result will always be different, but the structure of the result and the accuracy of the result is based on prompts that work or not. Okay, so when you find prompts that work and you think you're going to reuse them, save them.
Yeah, yeah. I think, and you can correct me if I'm wrong, but you want as well the answer and the information to sound like you
Yes.
and not some generic answer or something that sounds like some person in the northern part of Canada or something, for example. You
Yeah.
want, because you're going to be sending these things most likely to people you know or have been introduced to. So, would you say this is a relevant point with regards to when you're doing the structure of your prompting? It gets a sense as well of who you are as a person and that sort of thing?
Indeed, and also when we say examples, for example, when you provide additional information, all of the information it will get that was created by you will obviously influence the end result. And that has a big impact because it's a difference between AI not knowing anything about the person that's trying to prompt and AI actually having an understanding of what you're trying to put out there.
Yeah. Okay. Quick question. I've been told, and this is the way I do it as well, that if you are polite with your AI platform, it will give you better results. Now, I don't really care the answer because I will still be polite with the AI. That's just the way I am. But does it really make a difference?
Okay, so I've seen this nice meme of Terminators not killing people because they've been polite. Well, I wouldn't know what to tell you, but what was actually something I've seen on the news, which I believe is the fact that please and thank you have costed ChatGPT millions.
Right, yeah. Because it's
Because
by the character, really, actually,
exactly,
isn't it? Yeah.
exactly. So AI uses tokens. It's like credits.
Yeah.
So it starts counting the characters, and these characters are actually computing power, processing power.
Yeah.
So when they calculated how many times the AI needed to process please and thank you, which technically don't bring much value to the result that you need, AI obviously consumed substantial amount of financial, cost, simply because the systems needed to process those additional words that,
course.
don't add much value, I would say.
And I also just realized that no matter what plan you have, there's always a limit.
Yes.
And if you're doing please, thank you, blah, 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 you are
Consuming,
consuming
yes.
your own time
Exactly.
with the platform.
Exactly.
So I'm definitely going to stop doing that now 100%.
That doesn't mean you can't be polite to saying please and thank you as well. Eh?
Well, I don't know. I'm not sure now. That's like I'm paying for my ChatGPT, all right? I want to get the best value. But of course, if it makes you happy, you can continue. I don't think it's going to make the end of the world sort of scenario. There's a lot of heat now around prompting and the art of prompting and the topic of prompting. Why is it happening now?
I believe that more tools are out there now.
Mm-hmm.
So every day I see something new. And AI usage is becoming more widespread. So people are starting to look at the value of knowing how to prompt, because AI is becoming mainstream now. It's being included in, I would say, most, if not all, of the most common applications we use on a day-to-day. Okay, this would be chat solutions, it would be productivity suites, it would be nowadays as well software like accounting software and ERPs and other stuff.
Meta, for example, everything you can create everything with AI.
Social media, LinkedIn as well. We're discussing about business. So unless you know how to prompt properly, I would say you would be at a disadvantage compared to other people that know how to use it. So a lot of people are just getting interested in how can I improve my prompting.
Yeah. Okay. Very, very interesting. Now, we talked about the plumbing situation before, and that basically answers this question, but I want to hear what other potential examples you can come up with. Can prompting help even in everyday tasks? Maybe even personal, for example.
Yeah, sure. I mean, I know 1,000,001 individual that use it for cooking.
Cooking. Maybe I should use it, yeah.
Recipes. I mean, I've had people taking pictures of their fridge and then asking the AI
what's inside the fridge.
to build recipes with what's inside the fridge.
Wow, I never thought of that.
It's silly stuff, but it's day to day. A lot of people also use it for other things. One hint I love to give to my students is, you know how it is when you buy equipment, you buy machinery, you buy electronics, and one fine day it gives you an error, and you're scratching your head what this error is. First thing you do is you open the manual.
The dusty manual that's been sitting in the cupboard for 2 years. Yeah.
And you try to analyze and you say, okay, frequently asked questions.
Yeah.
Or errors. Now, one thing you could do is you could actually find these in PDF format or scan them in PDF format, feed them to an AI, and whenever something breaks, you just go and say, listen, my TV is displaying this error, can you help? And it will use these guides as a reference for it to be able to help you troubleshoot problems.
Okay, very, very good. Now, obviously, you are besides being one of the leaders, you are one of the teachers with Flow Academy.
Yes.
We have the course, AI for Work, which is the reason why I learned prompting, okay? If someone signs up for this particular program, what are they going to achieve?
Well, the course, at least the first one, is aimed for beginners. So the whole idea is we would have people that come here that are prompting, but maybe do not have specific structures in place. They're not that used to prompt in a specific way. They've always done it the way they know, or the do-it-yourself way. And what we do is we show them tips and tricks on how they can actually deliver better prompting so that they can actually get better results. And it goes to say that a lot of the students we've had came in thinking that maybe they know how to do it and left saying,
This guy, this
left
guy.
saying, okay, that was interesting. I mean, now I can go and try to do this, and this, and see, because the outcome was much better than what we were getting.
Yeah.
So it's a very good introduction to the world of prompting. We also look at some tools that they can use to improve as well, or to structure better the way they prompt. And the result is usually that then they come back for a more advanced one.
Yeah, of course. Now, I think this course has the potential to help everyone, but let's look at it from a business perspective, okay? From a business perspective, who do you think this is specifically for?
Okay, so it's excellent for people that are either a one-man show and they're trying to run their business.
Small business owners, yeah.
Indeed, because obviously they might not have the capacity to hire as many people as a bigger business. But it's also good for larger businesses that want to train teams. So let's say you have your own sales team and they're wasting a lot of time in building proposals manually, for example, and you want to help them augment and speed up that process. Marketing teams, it's amazing for marketing teams. I mean, what we can do with AI for marketing, it's impressive. And actually, we have some upcoming courses specifically for marketing in AI in marketing. So these courses would help as well these bigger businesses that want to train their people or want to refresh what their people know, maybe with the latest stuff that's out there, so that they can improve performance.
Yeah, I think from a company standpoint, if you are admin heavy, for example,
yes,
this is a major solution, isn't it?
Indeed, indeed. And I would like to add that, as we've said, anyone is ideal for this course. But if you work in an office, it's a no-brainer.
Yeah.
You will need it.
Yes. Okay. Now, people who have taken the course, obviously I know what's going on, but for the people who are watching this at home, what are the outcomes? What's the feedback been like so far with regards to before and after?
Yeah.
Like those pictures you get, the weight loss, the before and the after.
Yes.
Can you relate that to this particular topic?
Yes. I mean, I meet some of them every now and again. And obviously they show me the stuff they've done. Some of them actually send questions along. So, listen, I'm trying to do this. Can you maybe help me correct a little bit the prompt? And I can see the difference from the prompts that they've showed me when we were during the course and trying to improve and correct to what they're doing now. It was fairly impressive how much they've advanced in such a short time with just a short course.
Yeah. And the one thing I can say is this is not rocket science.
No, it's not.
These are small changes you're going to make that make a big difference, correct?
Indeed.
Very,
Small
very
effort, big impact, I would say.
So, AI ever evolving. I know you're pretty much on the pulse of what's going on out there. Give us an idea of what's happening in AI now.
Okay, so we are seeing so many new uses for AI, as well as improvements of the current technology. I mean, we can all see the bounds and leaps AI has done in the past months on imagery or video, for example. I mean, before you could very easily spot images that have been generated with AI because they look fake. They've improved. You can still tell with some applications, but the improvement is abysmal. It's huge. And even videos. I mean, I've seen what is being generated nowadays with tools like Sora, for example, and it's impressive, especially if you know how to prompt properly.
Yeah, of course.
Other stuff I've engaged with nowadays are AIs that are part of business solutions, for example. So while before you needed reports, now you have an AI which is inbuilt into your accounting package, and you just ask for reports you want from the system and it will generate them live there and then. many solutions are coming up with those. So what is being said nowadays is that in a number of years, there's not going to be software anymore, but there are going to be agents that query your information and actually provide you with the information you're after. So yes, okay, the software is going to be there to enter the information and store it, but technically you will interact with some sort of AI that responds to prompts.
Okay, very, very good. To make this a bit light now, okay, I'm going to just show everyone an image that I did recently. Okay, so if you look at the screen right now, I think you may have seen this image before.
I have.
If you look at this, this is what I have done recently. Now, understand this. I am what you would call your average human being, okay? I like my time on the couch. I'm a typical guy. I work hard, but I ain't no rocket science. But with all the little things that I'm starting to understand, I created this.
Well, lovely.
What do you think?
Well done. Well done. Well done. Really good. Really good.
I'm not quite sure I believe you, but thank you
No,
anyway.
no. I'm honest.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. I try my best. So even you can start playing around with this.
Yeah.
It's a lot. The good thing is about, especially with the imagery, it's a lot of fun. So if you have friend groups, don't get too involved though, because you'll end up spending 20 hours a day on this, creating things for your friends,
it's true.
which is not a good idea.
Or with your friends.
Or yeah, exactly. Yes, but it's a good tool to have, and it can be a lot of fun as well. So let me ask you this: a lot of people fear AI.
Mhm.
There's the future. They may have seen Terminator or The Matrix or one of these things. That's sort of the indication about, what could happen. It's storytelling. But for those people who do have this sense of fear and maybe are staying back a little bit because of that fear, what would you say to that?
I would say the best way to remove fear is to try and understand what you're afraid of. So I would pretty much do the opposite. And I'm not saying that people should not be concerned about technology, because technology in the wrong hands is always something bad. So whilst we have a lot of things evolving on the AI front that can bring a lot of advantages and that can bring a lot of nice, really cool stuff, then there is what happens if AI is being used by people with not so good intentions. So I always fear people rather than AI, I would say, and the use they do, of said AI tools. But in the end, AI will replace jobs, yes, and it will mainly replace those jobs or those individuals that do not know how to use AI.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is going to be the problem, because in the end, more jobs are going to be generated now for those individuals that actually know how to use AI. So now is the right time where everyone is on the same level playing field to learn how to use AI and to see how to best use AI to facilitate your day-to-day job. Because everyone loves to say, okay, something I used to do in 2 weeks, now I do it in 1 day. And, that leaves ample time for you to do more intelligent stuff with your time.
Yeah. Is there a time, do you think, that if people do not start to get on board with AI, there would be real consequences in terms of being left behind? Because it's growing rather rapidly right now, isn't it?
Yeah, very good question. The main concern is not just that. The main concern is that AI is advancing at such a pace that unless you keep yourself updated and you start working on it as quickly as possible, AI itself will leave you behind. And then to recover and get back on track is going to be much harder, because people that picked it up from day one and started using it properly obviously have a big advantage. So this is always the same, like with anything you do. The earlier on you catch up to a trend or to something you could learn that can bring an advantage, puts you at a disadvantage if you are not there when you should have.
Yeah, yeah. I think in the last couple of days, Elon Musk, or the last week or so, Elon Musk came out with a statement that said that the developments on AI and the end game will be that everyone is wealthier and everyone is living better. What do you think about? I mean, he's a pretty, he's got people on both sides.
Yeah.
People who don't like him, people who really are on board with his vision and direction. What do you think about those kind of comments?
So Elon, I think, was the first or one of the first individuals that came out and mentioned the whole concept of having the individuals receive an equal remuneration, because according to him, AI would be doing all of the jobs and people would not be required to work. So this this of course is a theory, okay? So nothing is tested until things proceed. But let's say in the near future there will be robots that are AI powered and they are doing almost everything human beings do. What happens then? Which is a very possible scenario once technology further improves, and at the speed AI is evolving, one would say that that is a very possible scenario. So another school of thought says if machines are doing everything, and where does the money come from? Because if I'm not working, how am I going to generate money? So
it's a big question, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a bit of a chicken and egg
question mark right now.
It's a bit of a chicken and egg, and I honestly think that governments need to seriously think about how AI will impact the moment it becomes mobile, because at the moment it's not. Okay, but let's say in 10 years' time, you will find a robot in each household. What happens then? And how are people going to survive? And from where will government get taxes then?
That's another interesting question.
Will AI be paying for these?
It's interesting because I've spoken to a couple of high-level professionals in different industries regarding this kind of topic. And a few of them actually said maybe 2035, 2040, that nobody will be working, everyone will be given money from the government, and AI will be doing everything. And that's the way life will be. AI will work for us. Terminator. Do you see any way this could happen, or is it just too far away to even think about it?
Well, I wouldn't be able to tell you, listen, I can see it. What I would really like to think is that human beings will still shape the direction of where technology is going. So building a technology that is there to facilitate everyone's life. So I would say that maybe jobs will change, but they will be more towards coming up with creative ideas to make everyone's life better. You know, and then obviously how AI will manage to augment or go in that direction, that is another story. But I wouldn't feel very comfortable allowing a machine to decide where the world is going, or what we should be doing, or what laws should control how we do things.
I'm not sure that's the argument. I think humans will still control it, but what I think is that humans will just be leaders and not workers anymore. That's the sense that I get.
But that would replace only certain jobs. So the decision-making side of things, the management side of things, will we allow AI to manage these things, or will we be doing it ourselves? And then, AI will just facilitate. I believe these are the questions one should ask, because even at government level, who takes the decisions? Because fine, everyone is being paid now. People have a tendency of becoming complacent. And then if there is no more debate and no more freedom in terms of how should we be doing things, and where do we want to take our life, and where do we want to take our income, and how can I improve my income so that I can change my current scenario, and things become a little bit bleak, I would say. So we would need to look at that as well from a psychological aspect. You know, it's fine. You know how it is. Someone retires, spends 4 months, a year retired, and comes out of retirement. Why do they come out of retirement? Because at one point in time it becomes boring.
I don't know. I'm willing to give it a try.
Well, we can try, and then we'll see.
I don't think I've had 3 months off in the last 35 years, but I hear you saying that these people that I spoke with are rather aggressive. But of course, you have some people who dive deep emotionally into the topic, and you have others who are a bit more realistic. One thing that I know for sure is that I can cancel my 6 months in Thailand. Not a good idea. I think we've had a great talk, Maurizio. I want to thank you very much for taking the time with me. Okay, I've really enjoyed the conversation.
Lovely conversation.
And hopefully we'll get you back for another webinar sometime in the near future. Would be open to that?
Yeah,
I didn't offend you in any way.
Not
We're
at
still
all.
friends.
We're still friends.
Thank you, mate.
Thanks.